Yo, what up, traders? Happy Sunday. It is Sunday, March 3rd, about 7 o'clock on the West Coast. This is Shimano Trader. We are going to be doing our weekly review. All right, guys. Well, this will be the third week that I do this review. I plan on doing them every single week on Sunday nights. I'll go live on YouTube and I'll upload the video on Tradecaster so you guys can review it. I already did a little bit of prep work to try to get through this a little bit faster and not spend more than 30 minutes to go. It's no more than 30 minutes on this video. So we're gonna review last week and see how the ranges worked out for us, and then we are going to do some new charting and then take a look at some other stocks if we have time. So thanks for hanging out today. Again, this is Shimano Trader. This is The Spread. We are a stock trading show Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Pacific time. So make sure you guys check us out on Tradecaster and join us live when we trade. It's always fun. So, all right, let's get into this real quick. All right, so what I have on the screen right now, as you guys know, this is the option chain. And in the option chain, as you guys know, this is for AMD, as you can see. I'm just going to go over this very briefly for anybody watching for the first time. So this is the option chain. And what we will be doing is looking at the week ending March 8th, which is March 8th. We're looking all the way across. We can see that the AMD has a anticipated move of $12 up or down. So that's quite a range for AMD. So we're going to be looking at that. So I just want to show you the screen real quick. No matter what stock you type up here in the option chain, whatever ticker you look for, you're going to get this range. Obviously, SPY has daily 0 DTEs, but you're looking at the end of the week. So at the end of the week for the SPY, you can see kind of what we're looking at for the SPY. We're looking at about $6 move on the SPY, 650. So this is what we're using. This is the data that we're using to be able to chart our stocks. And I've already collected all this information, so we don't have to be going back and forth. So we can get right into the charts and start looking at that. So let's go right into the charts here. Let me see. I got to make my move here. Let me put the thing where we want to go. So we want to go to our main chart, and that is going to be where's our main chart here? Let me switch in here, and then we'll go back to the SPY there. There it is. So this is what we're going to do. So I'm going to use a single chart. I'm going to blow it up. So, okay. So our first stock that we're going to be working with is going to be Boeing. So this is a daily chart on Boeing. And what we are going to see is the kind of look at the green lines here. Expected move for Boeing was going to be 207.04 to the upside last week, and then 194.62 to the downside. We had a full week of trading last week, so we're looking at we're going to be looking at 5 candles, right? So Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, and Monday. So the anticipated move for Boeing was 207 to the upside, as we said, and 94 to the downside. So you can see here that it never really got to the bottom of this range that last week. It did touch the top of the range, and we were able to put contracts off of this move here. So once we were in puts in the beginning of the week, and got out of those pretty quickly, and when we saw the move to the upside and saw kind of come up right up to this range level, right? Like, I mean, it literally just came up to this level here, wicked through it a little bit, and then it started to reverse. So that was a signal to me that we had hit the top of the range, and there was a lot of negative news on Boeing towards the end of the week. So it sold off. It sold off pretty hard at the end of the week. So we had confidence to place our put contracts because we were able to see that it had already hit the top of the range. So this one never visited, was nowhere near the bottom of the range. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So we're only looking at these candles right here. And these, oh, geez, what happened there? Oh, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, that was the move on Boeing. So as you can see, never hit the bottom of the range, did hit the top of the range. So this was a good signal for me. It helped me place some put contracts on Boeing, and they played out well for us. It was a good trade this week. Next, we're going to look at Hood. We charted these last week, so we should be able to review these here. So here's Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, and then Monday, right? So check that out. So on Hood, right, it started at the top of the range, right? The first day of the week on Monday hit the top of the range, blasted through the top of the range. It never came down to the bottom of the range, which was a very encouraging signal on Hood. We are long on Hood, but on our stock portfolio, we're not doing any options on Hood necessarily. But as you can see here, right, this was a very, this is our third week, so you can see a unique reaction. I hadn't seen this necessarily, a stock move way above the anticipated range. So we are learning together. So Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, and Monday. Monday hit the top of the range, broke through it, never even came back to retest that. So Hood is looking really good. I don't know how much you know about this company, but my understanding, it is cash flow positive, has a lot of cash, not a lot of debt. So the fundamentals seem pretty strong on the company. I know it was a little bit of a what did they shut people out from buying a couple years back when crypto and things like that. People weren't able to buy, only able to sell or something like that. They had a bad rep, and that really hurt them. I don't know if they fully recovered from that, but another thing to point here is we are riding the 5-day EMA line. If you guys hang out with me a couple times a week, you know that I love that 5-day EMA line. On the daily, even stronger, right? We're riding that 5-day EMA line, looking very solid, very strong for Hood. So, all right, now we're looking at ARKK. So this is Kathy Wood's technology fund. I think is an innovative fund. Let's look at this. How did this work out? So here's Friday, here is Thursday, here's Wednesday, here's Tuesday, and here is Monday. So this stock actually respected the range, right? Started off on Monday, had a nice big candle to the upside on Monday. I think we had a good start to the week. Nice jump, gapped up on Tuesday, kind of stayed up here, and it's just kind of being hanging around kind of towards the top of the range here. So ARK, although it never really hit the top of the range, remember it's a range, right? So it really respected the range last week. It started off at the bottom, worked its way up, and once it kind of hit the top of the range there, it started to reverse and kind of hanging out the middle. This one, just like Hood, is also riding that 5-day EMA line. A lot of strong candles above the 5-day EMA line. Stock's looking pretty strong here. So you can see that range, never went below it, never went above it, kind of hung in the middle. You probably had some good opportunities to place trades within this range last week. Let's look at Peloton now. Peloton is a stock that's not really, it's not really popular. It's not a stock that a lot of people are excited to trade. It doesn't move much. The range is like a difference of like 40 cents. Not even that big of a deal. But nevertheless, this is a sleeper stock in my opinion, because man, it was $129 at one point. I think it was even higher, wasn't it? Yeah, 171 at one point. Check that out, right? And then it just has never recovered, and here we're at the bottom. So anyway, so this one, we're doing daily, right? So this one, that's 4 hours. That's 1 hour. Let's go back to the daily. Okay, so here's your daily on this one. So we had Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. So from here on over, right? Kind of, I have like this bottom. This is like just a bottom for me here. Just kind of like the bottom of this move here, and it's been respecting that for the most part. Anyway, getting a little bit side off track. So on this one here, I don't know why it says 223. I might have charted this last week or not. I think I did. I just didn't change the dates on it. But anyway, so here you go. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Hit the bottom of the range, worked his way up towards the top of the range, kind of got as high as about more or less 486, and it started kind of reversing. This one's really not respecting anything in the 5-day EMA line. It's just kind of all over the place. Very indecisive in the middle here. A little bit above it, then below it. And then this was after earnings. So this specific stock here is just part of my long-term portfolio. I'm just adding, slowly adding to this position. And my average is 572. So I'm actually, this is a loser right now. But again, this is just a long-term portfolio. So anyway, so yeah, there you go. So this one really Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday kind of started up here, kind of worked its way a little bit at the top of the range. Didn't really do much. It kind of really stayed in the middle of the range for the most part. All right, and then we're looking at Lyft now. These are all the ones we charted last week. We're just reviewing now, and then we'll chart new ones this week. So here is your Lyft. So Lyft, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. So here's Monday. Started right in the middle of the range, and then it went to the top of the range. Look at that. The next day, Tuesday, hit the top of the range, wicked up there, broke through, and then it never revisited. It kind of just started kind of going to the bottom, selling off. Really stayed in the middle of the range for the most part. You did maybe had an opportunity here to jump in, or maybe take some puts up here, knowing that it was the top of the range. So again, another example of where the stock didn't really move too much, but you did have an opportunity here if you were monitoring the stock to probably go short after getting this this little breach on the top of the range there. So Lyft did not really, you know what, I'll take that back, man. I think Lyft did offer a signal based on this range strategy, so you might have been able to jump into some puts there. But we are accumulating Lyft calls and and shares. So that is our position with Lyft. All right, let's check out Apple now. So Apple's had quite a week, right? I'm sure you guys want to take a look at Apple. So here's Apple. There was our range, right? We had a low of 177, high of 187, about a $10 move there. Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, and Monday. So we started off right here on Monday. Never really went anywhere, guys. We really kind of just stayed in the middle until, let me see, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. So we're here. So this is Monday. Tuesday, we kind of went up and down, right? Kind of stayed in the middle. But it looks like all week we had been selling off. And if you look at, if you guys are paying attention to Apple, Apple's got this long resistance happening right here. I'm sorry, long support, rising support that has been happening. It's been bouncing off of there. And everybody and their mama was waiting for that support to break. But it never really broke. I mean, it did go below. It kind of wicked down here. But then Friday was so strong. And Thursday was able to recover nicely. But that is your anticipated move for Apple. Last week, we're reviewing that. Didn't really see a lot of it. Maybe just worked its way down to the bottom of the range. Didn't really give you a lot of opportunities to trade it. I think bearish was the play all week. But it did hit the bottom of the range, right? Like, regardless of whatever, it did hit the bottom. Unlike some other stocks we're looking at previous to this, this one did manage to hit the bottom of the range here, which maybe you probably could have got a signal if you were watching it throughout the week. But this one seemed to have played out pretty well. Not too bad. And then Tesla. Same thing with Tesla here. So here's our anticipated. I think this one was a good example. So here's Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. So when we opened up in the middle right away, hit the top of the range and just kind of hung out the top of the range. So unlike other stocks that we looked at where we saw that if it hit the top of the range, maybe we'll take puts at that position or take puts there to see if it would go towards the bottom of the range. But just like Hood, right? Just never, once they breached that level, it never came back down. And Tesla, once they got up there, it never went beyond it. And if anything, it might have just it filled the earnings gap, right? This is all it really did, is fill this earnings gap. So a lot of resistance up at this level here for Tesla, especially at that 205 level. We can expect a lot of resistance up there. But for the most part, the stock really traded and it hit the top of the range. And I think if you were watching it throughout the week, you saw some bullish momentum to the upside, which would have gave you confidence to take some calls on Tesla. I didn't trade any options on Tesla this week. I did load up on shares, like I've been telling you guys, been loading up on shares, and I did sell some of them into strength. But we're still holding some, but we'll see how next week plays out. So that was your expected move on Tesla. Didn't really hit to the bottom of the range. It was just kind of hung out at the top of the range. And then finally, we're going to do SPY. So with SPY was incredible, right? Here's your Friday move, your Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, and Monday. Kind of opened up down here and kind of stayed in the middle for the most part, right? And then we kind of, at the end of the week, we did hit the top of the range. Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, yeah. So opened up in the middle, never really went down, hit the top of the range, got really close to that top of the range, 514.31. We got within $1 of that. So that move was not terrible. Okay, so what have we learned? We've learned that anticipated or expected ranges for the week, they do offer some sort of insight. It does offer you, I don't know if I wouldn't go as far as to say maybe it gives you an edge, but it does give you a strategy and it does give you some structure to set up your charts, and it gives you some structure to kind of trade within that range and help you have a plan going into the week. And that's what we're trying to do here, right? We're not trying to, come to the trading desk and just start looking for stocks to trade, looking for the next hot stock or things like that. We want to go in there with a plan and stick to our plan as much as we can. I know that's often harder than it is. It's often harder to do than to say. But anyway, those were your moves for the stock. Now we're going to go back and chart them. So let's go back to our very first stock, which was BA. So as I already guys told you, I already went back and looked at the anticipated move for the week. I'm just going to chart them in front of you here and not going to go back to the option chain trying to look at the numbers. So, all right, let's see what we have for Boeing this week. So Boeing this week ending 3/8, we have an anticipated move of $6.94. That is going to be the anticipated move for Boeing this week. So let's edit this. We're gonna put 3/8 here, and then we're gonna copy it so we can go through this a little bit faster here. So, all right. So let's pull out our calculator as always. We know that this stock closed at $200 even. This should be an easy one, right? So 207.04 to the up. So it's gonna be 694. So we know it's 206.94 to the upside, right? So we're gonna do 206.94 to the upside. So let's edit this. You know what? I'm gonna remove these just because I'm gonna start all over because I want my range here. Last week, you know how the green bars are going all the way back. We want them in the beginning of the week. So 3, 4. We want them here. So let's grab our drawing tool here. Boom, right there. And we're already at 304. There we go. So we'll put there and let's work on this one. All right, so we already have our copy paste there, and we know that our move is going to be 206.94 to the upside, right? I'm going to show this to the left. And we want to just make this a solid line. All right, so that's your upside, 206.94. And then we're going to bring out our calculator now. We're going to put 200 minus 6.94. We know that our downside is 193.06. So let's duplicate this. Put it down here somewhere, and then we're gonna edit this, and we're gonna put, what was the number? 193.06. 193.06. That's the anticipated move. Boom. All right. There you go, guys. So we've set up the anticipated, the expected range for Boeing for this upcoming week. That is your range. All right. Moving on to Hood. Let's go check out Hood. All right, so checking out Hood. Let's see. Again, we're gonna do the same thing with this. We're gonna remove these just because they're too far back. I want them a little bit closer to the actual week we're gonna be starting on. So we have our drawing tool. We know that 4 is tomorrow. We're gonna use this tool here, and then we are going to bam. All right, we know that this stock closed at $16.58. So let's grab our calculator here, and we are going to do our division here. So this stock closed, where did it stock here? 16.58. So 16.58. We have an anticipated move on Hood of $2. I'm sorry, it's $1.28 on this one. So plus $1.28. What do we get? We get 17.86 to the upside. So let's go ahead and do that. 17.86 to the upside. Make this solid and make sure it shows to the left. And wow. What happened there? Oh, that should remove 1786. I said, right? Yeah, 1780. Yeah, 1786. Okay, and then we're gonna do the next one, which is gonna be 1658 minus $1.28. We're gonna get 1530 to the downside. So we're gonna do 1530 to the downside. So we're gonna duplicate this. Sorry about that. All right, that's solid. What was our numbers? 1530. All right, so 1530 to the downside. 1530 to the downside. All right, so there's your 1530 to the downside. We have 1786 to the top side. Something's wrong, right? Something's wrong. What did I do wrong? That's more than $1.28. Was that right? 1658. Let me just double check my math here, guys. Even though I was using a calculator, mine is $1.28. We have 1530, and then to the top side we have 1658 plus $1.28. So we have 1786 to the top. Yeah, that's it. That's the range. So that's going to be our range for Hood going into this week. So 1786 to the top side, 1530 to the downside. All right, moving on to the next one here. We have ARK, AARKK, Innovation Fund. Here is our play here. So we have 51.14. The anticipated move on ARK this week is $2.17. So let's grab our calculator here. We'll do 51.14 plus $2.17. So we know we have 53.31 to the top side. So 53.31, 53.31. And change our date here. And then 53.31, boom, boom, boom. There it is. Oh, okay. Let's. Sorry, guys. I have to. No, I'm gonna leave this alone just for the sake of time. Does it let me move it this way? Oh yeah, it does. Oh, okay. So I can put it where I want, and I just gotta make sure I have the right amount here, the right 53.31. Yeah, and I just gotta edit this 53.31. Okay, cool. Then that I don't have to relate them. See, I'm learning with you guys. All right, so that's your move right there, and then to the downside we have 51.14 minus the $2.17 on this one, and then we're gonna get 48.97 to the downside. 48.97 to the downside. There it is, and then we're gonna activate this and just move it up to where we want it there. Just double check our numbers. 48.97 we said. Yeah, 48.97. That's the one. 40.97. Boom. All right. Then as your range for ARK. So we have $2.17 anticipated move or expected range for ARK. ARKK. All right. I'm going to jump over to our Peloton. I know a lot of people don't like this stock, man, but you got to be a contrarian at times, because otherwise you can't go with the herd, man. That's for sure. All right, let's check out this one. So this one ended at 460. Let's bring up our calculator here just to be safe. So $4.60 plus Piton's got an expected move of 41 cents. So 501 to the upside. Excuse me. All right, so let's do the same thing we've done with the other one. Just put it over here. 501. All right, cool. So that one's done. And then let's do this one here. Activate this one. Let's just move it up forward already. All right. All right, so what do you got? 460 minus 41. 4.60 minus, what did I say, 41 cents? 0.41. Should be 419 to the downside. Look at that, 419 to the downside. All right, that is your range for Peloton. You got 419 to the downside, 501 to the upside. Moving on to Lyft now. All right, here's our Lyft. Oh, look at this one's really bad here. Oh man, we must have messed that one up. Let's just get rid of it. Let's get rid of both of them. We'll put some new ones in. All right, so here is our Lyft. Lyft has an anticipated move of $1.19. $1.19 move. All right, so let's go and get our drawings here. Show to the left. We'll make it a solid line. We know we have 16.35 is our closing price, so 16.35. We're gonna add $1.19 to Lyft. That gives us 17.54 to the upside. So let's do 17.54 to the upside. That is your upside there. And I mean, let me move this a little bit back here, more like right there. What we said it was 17.54. This thing moves, right? Yeah, it moved by 1 penny. All right, so that's that one. And then we're gonna, let's remove this one because we just gotta duplicate this one. move it down a little bit here, and we know that it's 16.35. 16.35 minus $1.19, and then we are going to get 15.16. So this one's going to be 15.16. And there it is. That is your range. 15.16 to the downside and 17.54 to the upside. It's $1.19 move up or down. All right, moving on here. Going pretty quick here. APL. So good old Apple, right? Oh, what happened there? I'm AAPL. There it is. All right, there we go. This one should be solid. It should be. See, activate this. Just want to activate it, sir. So we're putting that sucker right there. Gonna activate this one and move it. Also move it down a little bit. All right, perfect. All right, so we have 179.66 for Apple. That was the close. 179.66 plus. Wow, we have a $4.37 move on Apple. I expected so 4.37, 184.03 to the upside, guys. Check that out.
So beautiful. I am in
184.03.
Yeah.
184.03. All right, we've got this expected range. Wait, sorry, boom, 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 boom. All right, sweet. That's your expected range. And then to the downside, we have 179.66, 179.66 minus the $4.37 that we expected to move. So 175.29 to the downside. 175.29 to the downside. All right, so quite a range. $4 move for Apple. This is I believe this is called a doji, if I'm not mistaken. This is a reverse signal, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll see where we end up. If anything, we might bounce off of this with the market being as strong as it is, and we may bounce or visit the bottom of the range before we bounce. So trade careful with that. All right, let's look at Tesla now. Tesla, good old favorite Tesla. This stock moves so much, guys, so much. This one does move a lot. It's a great stock to trade, man. If you can get familiar with this stock and then trade it smart, you can make a lot of money because it just moves so much. It's just $8-9 just at a time daily, and it's just such a strong stock. All right, so let's go into this here. Edit expected range. All right, we know that it's going to be 3.8. We know that we closed at 206.64, 202.64. I'm sorry, and Tesla has an expected move of $9.10. Okay, so $9.10 for the week. So it's 211.74, 211.74 to the upside, and then to the downside, we're going to have, let's bring up our help here, 202.64 minus 910, 193.54 to the downside, 193.54, and up here we just got to paste that, and there it is. That is your anticipated move for Tesla next week. 211 to the top side, 193.54 to the downside. That is a $9 move. That's a $9 range. That gives you an idea. That kind of makes the point that I was trying to tell you guys a little while ago. Just that's a big range. All right, and then finally we're gonna have SPY here. These are all the stocks we did together and we reviewed for last week, and we're just gonna set them up for this week. So I'm gonna just move this up a little bit here. Same thing with this one. All right, so the SPY has a $6.48 move, 648 move. So let's check it out here. So we are at 512.85. Woo, man. And then plus $6.48. So now we have 519 to the upside, guys. 519 to the upside. 519 and some change, I said, right? 519.33 to the upside. All right. And then to the downside, we have wrong button. So then we have here, we have 512.85 minus that anticipated move, which is going to be 648. And now we have 506.37. 506.37. That is to the downside. So that is your range for SPY coming up next week. 519 to the upside, 506.37 to the downside. I don't know why this is here. Maybe there was a reason for that. All right, that is your move there. Okay, and then just for bonuses, we're gonna do Target, Baba, Fisker, I think it's called, SPR, and AMD. So we're gonna do 5 more that we've not charted before. So let's get into those real quick. So let's get Target. So Target is having earnings this week. So be careful out there. Target has been pretty beat up ever since that situation with the transsexuals and the stuff happening in the store where they were selling clothing for kids, for transitioning kids. And anyway, that didn't go well. It got a lot of bad publicity. Stock has been as high as $268 was a high, and that must have been that was back in November of 21. So November 21 was the high, 261, and we've come down as much as, if you can believe it, as much as $102. So that thing has dropped over $167. That's how much it's dropped. Jesus Christ. So anyway, but you can also see, I just caught it right now. Maybe you guys can see it too, but do you guys see the inverted head and shoulders here? Right. So here's maybe the left shoulder, the head, maybe a little bit of a right shoulder here. Might see a nice bump to the top. All right, so let's see what this stock is going to have for us this week. This is a weekly chart, so we want to do the daily. Maybe I saw it on the daily better. Oh, yeah, here's the daily. Here's your left shoulder. Here's your head. Maybe here's your right shoulder. If you have to squint, it's probably not there, but that kind of gives you a little bit of an idea. All right, so let's see. The anticipated move for Target has the largest range of the week. So Target has an $11.43 range. So let's get into it. We did open up a position on Target last week. We opened and we got in at $155.31. That was our entry price, I think. All right, so let's get into this one here. So let's draw our lines here. Put one there, and let's mess with this one here. So all right, so we're gonna put our move there. Misses a new line, so we want to make sure we edit everything properly. And then 155.29. That is the closing price. So 155.29 plus $11.43, 166.72 to the upside. 166.72 to the upside, guys. So there you go. And then we're gonna duplicate this and bring it down here because that's not gonna be as high to the bottom. And then we're going to get our 155.29, which is what the stock closed at on Friday, 155.29, and we're going to subtract $11.43, 143.86 to the downside, 143.86 to the downside. So quite a range, $11.43 range, 143.86 to the downside, and then 166.72. I have a lot of old lines on this chart just because I used to trade it when it was selling off. I used to trade it a lot, and I just didn't like all the up and down on it. It's a lot of it was just a hard stock to trade at the time. All right, so we have 2 more. Let's get through this. Baba, let's see what Baba has. So as you guys know, the Chinese economy is trying to make a comeback, and it's been in real shambles right now. But we're gonna try to make some money on this Baba play here. So, all right, let's put our lines here. All right, so Baba is expected to move $3.06. So $3.06 from 74.62 plus $3.06, right? That's what I said. So 77.68 to the high side, 77.68 to the top. Should show on the left? Solid. All right, so that's 1 there. And then we're gonna duplicate this. I think we are in Baba, right? Yeah, we got in at 74.75 on some shares. All right, so this one is going to be 74.62 minus $3.06 to the down. So 71.56 to the downside, 71.56 to the downside. All right, that is your chart to the bottom. So there is 77.68 to the high side, 71.56. That is a $3.06 move from where it closed on Friday. So that should range for BABA. And then we have Fisker. Is it Fisker? FSR? I don't even know why I'm charting this one, but I'm charting it because I believe that I think the stock, there's talks about it being bought out or something's going on with the stock. But this stock at one point, let's see the monthly chart, $31.96 at one point. What was that? That was March of 2021. And since then, it's just sold off. It's now under $1. So it's called Fisker. So I'm interested in this stock just because it has look at the volume on it on Friday, and there is some chit chatter about the stock. So we did get in at 55 cents, just bought some, a couple $100 worth of shares, just for the buyout play. But on this one, Fisker is only expected to move 18 cents, so that just kind of gives you the idea. So it's an 18-cent move. I'm not gonna chart it. I'm not gonna waste you guys' time with an 18-cent move on Fisker. But I would encourage you guys to take a look at the stock, and it's a penny stock, obviously, and it's probably worth you guys maybe taking a look at it and see if it's something you want to mess around with and throw some money at. But it's not a financial advice, not a recommendation. You will lose money. So we're gonna skip that one today, come back to it another time. We'll check on it next week, and we're gonna go to SPR. So if you guys don't know about SPR had a significant move on Friday. And it is because we took a pretty strong position on it on the news that Boeing wants to buy them out. So this is like a company that helps Boeing, or they work on planes. And I think they exclusively work with Boeing. I'm not really sure. But the point is that it's going to get bought out by Boeing. And Boeing is in trouble. They're trying to, repel all the bad publicity, and they're trying to do things to get on the good side of the media and on the shareholders. But it is a speculative play. It can just say, no, we're not going to sell, and it could completely reverse. So just be careful. But on this one, let me see. This is daily. So we're going to put a line right here. Let's work on this one. All right, 3.8. So the SPR has an anticipated move of $2.71. So it closed at 32.98. So 32.98. And then we're going to add $2.71 to that, and it'll be 35.69 to the upside, 35.69 to the upside. We'll show this on the left, and we'll make this solid line. So that is your expected move for SPR to the upside, and then to the downside. Let's do that. That's going to be 32, same thing we did here, right? So 32.98 minus $2.71. That gives us $30.27 to the downside. So 30.27 to the downside. 30.27 to the downside. Okay. So that is your range for SPR. And then finally AMD. So AMD has been was kind of the star of last week, right? Especially with all the chip moves that have been happening. We did do the range on this one last week. We didn't review it, but Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, and Monday, middle of the range until we popped. Just like the other ones I've been watching, the 5-day EMA line is respecting that. It looks very, very strong. Guys, be careful out there as you're trading. I made some good money on it. From 191 to 199, I took shares. I might have gotten back in. It looks like I might have gotten back in. I have to go back and check my notes. But all right, let's work on this. Let's move this one over just a little bit. This will be our last one, guys, and then we got to go. Thanks for hanging out. 39 minutes. Okay, let's go fast here. So, all right, so this one, edit. There it is. So we have 202.64. It is our closing price, 202.64, and we're going to AMD. Oh my God, I thought it was Target. It's AMD, guys. $12.08 for AMD. That is your anticipated move. Think you can make some money on that? 214.72 to the upside. 214.72 to the upside. Wow. And we're going to duplicate this because it's going to be the same way to the bottom, right? So on this one, it'll be 202.64. 202.64. We're going to minus the $12.08. So we have 190 to the bottom, 190 to the downside, 190 190, what, 56? I said, yeah, 56, 188, 190, 56. All right, that is your downside move. Boom, there it is. So, let me remove this. I think that was a contract, put contract or call contract. I don't know what I was doing on Friday. Okay, so that is your that's it, guys. So we've reviewed Boeing, Hood, ARC, the Innovation Fund, Peloton, Lyft, Apple, Tesla, Spy, and we added some new ones too. We did Target, Baba, Fisker. Well, we skipped Fisker, and then SPR and AMD. So we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We did 13 stocks today. So I hope that helps you guys out and gets you ready for the week. And you guys are gonna prep for that. Oh man, what happened on my screen here? Hopefully. Oh dude, what happened there? Oh man, I hope that was recording. Hope I didn't screw that up. But anyway, guys, do not forget that we are. Oh man, I hope that recorded. If it didn't, I'm screwed. Because I'm not gonna do this all over again. Okay. All right. Before I go, just the last thing before I go, do not forget that we are doing a promo. We are doing a giveaway. We are giving away this book, Best Loser Wins by Tom Hogarth. Great book about the mindset of a trader and helping on our psychology on how to deal with situations like trading and then how to deal with our emotions. Great book. Check out the post at Shimano Trader on Instagram. Find the post, follow the rules, jump in, and we'll do a live drawing on March 15th. So nobody has participated. So if you're the first one and you take 5 minutes to go, you might be the winner. Other than that, guys, thank you very much for hanging out with me on a Sunday night, going over this, our anticipated moves for the week. Do not forget that we are live Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. It said 6 a.m., right? 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at Pacific time. So come hang out with us and hang out with the show. Other than that, thank you very much for hanging and spending some time with me today. Good luck this week. Hope you guys kick some butt. Good luck. Good luck this week, traders. See you guys later. Shimano Trader out.